Hello everyone. On this beautiful day, how are you? Come and get a drink and come sit with me for a while. Do you like my crown? I made it out of sticks. But it's appropriate today. I wanted to go ahead and let you know a little bit about myself before I begin sharing my personal life story. These videos are about overcoming childhood trauma and any trauma. They work, So wherever you're at in your life, it will help. I am 49. I will be 50 in January. I have 7 children. They're all grown. 5 boys, 2 girls. They're beautiful, wonderful kids. They've all grown up to be just incredible people, and I'm super proud of all of them. So now it's just me and my husband. I've been married twice. I was married at the age of 16 to 4 of my children's father, which is very young. And I didn't marry again until later in life. I was, I believe, 32. John and I have been together for 16 years now. So that's where I am now. That's a little bit about myself to kind of break the ice. But the reason why I'm sitting out here in this beautiful space and I'm wearing this ridiculous little crown that I made is because I was born in January of 1969, and I might have misquoted my age the other day talking about when I started having panic attacks in 1989. I said I was 19. I must have been 20. My bad. But the year that I was born was a pretty remarkable time in our history. Those years were like a modern Renaissance period. And we all look back at those however we connect to that time period, or if we hear stories or documentaries, we look back on that time with a lot of sentiment and romanticizing it. And in the particular year that I was born, so many historic things happened in that one year. We had the moonwalk, the first man on the moon, and there is a caterpillar that has always come out here to join me every time I'm doing these, and he's trying to crawl up on my device. But there was the moonwalk, the counterculture, the hippies, Vietnam, communal living, and of course Woodstock. And everybody knows in the United States, unless you've been under a rock, no offense, they know about Woodstock or have heard about it. So I was born in a pretty remarkable year, and I have a sentimental attachment to it. In my early childhood, I remember the hippies. They were still around, and even though everybody thinks that Charles Manson killed the hippie thing, yeah, not really. He was just a nut. But it didn't work, unfortunately, because you can't live in a society without boundaries and rules. I would love that, that somebody has to work to eat. That's just the way that it is. And in my childhood, I certainly seen some of the dark side. Not much, but some of it. Psychologists talk about your first 5 years from birth till the age of 5 as being the most critical years in our development. And I really believe that that's true. And I am happy to say that my first 5 years were pretty good. And I have great memories. Oh, family, people gathered, there was food, it was fun, it was a time. And I had a mom and a dad, and it was just a good time for me. And I am so grateful, because the rest of it gets really, really dark. But that first 5 years, I had not that it was perfect, but, my mom and dad did have fights, and there were, people in my mom's family could be very negative and nitpicky, and you felt like, but I was so young that I was still in that cute, so I was treated according to that. And, one of my fondest memories, besides family, of that time were, just my hippie, flower child babysitters. And, a smell or a sound or something very trivial can trigger good memories, bad memories. But in my case, I always think of lime green Kool-Aid and Dixie cups and butterscotch pudding and bead curtains and bright sunny days with these girls brushing my hair and smiling and doting over me and loving me, and us making flower chains together. And that reminds me a lot of my first few years of childhood. It was just quite beautiful, and I love it. The caterpillar is joining me. Yeah, I'm sitting on the ground with a blanket, hippie style. And I haven't done this, but, if it wasn't for these videos, I probably wouldn't. And I'm kind of loving it. So I wanted to start so you could get to know me a little bit better, since, I've covered some other more serious topics. And certainly my story will get dark, but it starts out like this. And I kind of wanted to break the ice with that and let you know a little bit about myself and where I started in life and in the 60s. And I have a lot of, like I said, fond memories of that part of my life, and all of the family and things being made special for me. First time, for watching The Wizard of Oz, it was a big thing. And the first time watching the first episode of Little House on the Prairie, and it was just this huge thing. And I had this one aunt that was just super groovy. She has passed away now, but she was kind of like the family matriarch. She was the one that held us all together, her and Grandma. And she would make these events really special for me. And I had this little playroom in the back of this house that we had in Dayton, Ohio. And I remember her getting my large chalkboard and teaching me the ABCs and stuff like that before I ever started school. So those first 5 formative years for me were really good. And man, I am just so thankful for that. And I hope that a lot of you have those experiences. But I know for some people, they're not there. And I'm so sorry in my heart for that, because I know what it's like to experience that pain in childhood. Because at the age of 6, for me, all of those wonderful things that I just told you about came to a screeching halt when my mother took up with another man. And there's no judgment, because I am not a saint. Trust me, you will find that out. But I am honest and open, and I'm not going to share my story and hold back from you. I want you to see the whole thing. The reason for this is to help you, or to make you feel like it's okay to share. It's okay to talk to someone about things that are bothering you. And this is a healing journey. So Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this interesting intro video to me sharing my life with you, and I do care about you. That's why I'm doing this. I would appreciate any likes, comments, or shares, and I know this was kind of a little silly thing that I wanted to do, just to kind of open that conversation up about myself. So thank you so much for sitting with me, and remember that you are worthy of love and peace in your heart and in your life. You matter. God didn't put you here just for no reason. Your story could help someone else. There are people in your life that you are meant to help, and you are not alone. And until next time, take care of yourself. Peace.